manager now. Ireland won't have any competitive games next autumn, but there is two friendly matches lined up in March against at home to Belgium and Switzerland, I believe. And also you have the Euros during the summer, so Ireland will be probably playing a few warm-up games for teams competing in that. But I think we need a manager. So we're just going to go through some of the names. There's a number of 2 or 3 high-profile names seem to be talked about, and maybe there's a few outsiders. So first of all, Noel, on the picture there is Chris Hughton. That's back in the day in his Irish jersey, an Irish player, but probably better known now as a manager. Good success in the championship with Norwich and Newcastle, got both of them promoted, did well. Failed at Norwich, and his last club was Nottingham Forest, but that's probably a bit of a shambles behind the scenes. And at the moment, he's the manager of Ghana in the African Cup of Nations. So just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Paul, he's a good record. He was also assistant to Brian Kerr, if you remember, when Brian Kerr was the Republic of Ireland manager. He was, of course, has worked in the background with Spurs as well in the past as well. He was ex-Spurs player. As you said yourself, a good Irish ex-international as well. So he knows what it means to the Irish people for the football in this country. He got a good record. As you said yourself, he got Norwich promoted. He was manager of Newcastle. I think he got them promoted when they were relegated. And he also got Brighton promoted. And he kept him up for the first 2 seasons before Graham Potter took over. He has been accused maybe of being a cautious defensive manager, but I think he's a manager that gets results. To be fair to him, he hasn't had the best of clubs. Newcastle when they were badly run for a long time, Paul. And he got them into the back in the.
No, just gonna come in there. I thought the year he got him promoted, but the following year he kept him up for the first year, and I thought that was an amazing achievement because, as you said, Newcastle were a bit of a shambles behind the scenes, and that Newcastle team wasn't the most highly talented. So he actually kept him up the first year, which I thought was an amazing achievement.
Yeah. He. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Joey Barton, Andy Carroll, those types of players were playing with Newcastle back in the day, and Newcastle were shambles. I think I'm not sure if we're getting the right eras now, but I think Newcastle one year, I think with Joe Kinnear, Alan Shearer, and a few others I think they were 3 or 4 managers the year before when they got relegated. And I think he got him up from the championship, did well. He was probably safe pair of hands, Paul, to be honest with you. He was defensively minded. That they didn't give many goals away. That's where the whole cautious approach comes into it, because I think with a manager of Brighton, he's more successful. Latest Premier League job was with Brighton. He got him promoted. I think they won the championship, if I'm not mistaken. It was either first or second, and he kept up for the first 2 seasons. They were saying, and then people wanted to change the style of play, and then they brought in Potter. But I have to say, for the first 2 years with Brighton, he kept them up, kept them competitive in the league, and I felt in a way, Paul, the job he did was a bit dismissed because people said they want the style of playing. The whole Gullish types of way of sexy football probably wasn't like that, but it was winning football, Paul. He was doing the best he could with the resources he had, the players he had, and I thought he did a good job in them 2 years. Now, as you said yourself, he had a terrible time in Nottingham Forest. He probably didn't go right from this. As you said yourself, there's been trouble in that club for a number of years now with the board and stuff like that.
Shambles is the word I use.
Shambles, yeah. So I think they were bottom, if not. But I think Steve Cooper came in and did a very good job with him with the resources he had. So look, every manager has one or two bad experiences. Paul, he's in charge again at the moment. I don't know if you saw it, but just was coming up for work there. They lost, I think, in the first African Cup of Nations game, and he's under a bit of pressure, Paul. I think the fans are getting on his back, and the reason why he's probably higher up in the running now in the bet in the last couple of days is because he could either resign or get sacked from Ghana. No, we're not wishing any ill for him in the job, and we want him to do well in any job he's doing. To be fair to him, we don't want any manager to lose their job, but it has been said that they're not very happy. I think they lost 2-1 last night. I can't
remember the team they're playing.
Yeah, but he's under a bit of pressure again now, and he needs to turn it around now with the group they're in. So it all depends. Come the end of the month, maybe he might be available, Paul. But I have heard whispers, Paul, too. I've seen a few articles that the FAI are hoping to have a man in place by the 8th of February, if I'm not mistaken. That's the Nations League draw. The competitive games we're having in the autumn.
Yeah.
There's going to be the draw for that competitions on the 8th of February, if I'm not mistaken. So the FAI, if they're going to think about getting a manager in, they're probably going to talk to lots of the candidates now, or well, they should be in it by before Christmas even. So he may not miss out whether he's available. I think the FAI would rather have him be dismissed by Ghana, so they won't have to pay any compensation or stuff like that.
And of course, no, that's a huge thing. The FAI have a huge debt. They don't have any spare cash as the man goes. So it's highly unlikely they will be able to buy a player or a manager out of his existing contract. So a manager, this was Chris Hughton ticks the boxes. The odds are at the end of January he'll be available as thing goes. He won't have any job. He'll be out of a job. So it'll be just a case of negotiating his contract with if they choose him. So that's another box he ticks, and it's a huge box. The FAI have a huge debt, and that's like a millstone around their neck, and it affects all the decisions.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like Chris Hughton would rather try and stay in the job he's in at the moment because he'd be a black mark on his CV, as they say. But I think if he does become available, and let's see if he does, he definitely be he's definitely up there in the bookies, one of the favourites to get the job, Paul. So I think he's a safe pair of hands. You know, I don't think Paul we're going to get, the best that's out there, Paul. To be honest with you, we're going to get managers that are either only just like Chris Hughton's case, managers are already probably just going to be sacked, or managers that are temporarily out of work at the moment. So that's why you see, I think Neil Lennon, Chris Hughton, Chris Coleman, and Oli Carsley's in the job at the moment. But they're the type. They're the type of managers that are in the running for the job. Steve Bruce has gone down. Has gone down to pick it out a small bit, but Chris Hughton would definitely be in with a shot.
Yeah, now, Noel, of course, we do know most of the Irish players are in the Championship, the second division in England, as we call it. Now, there's a few of them starting to come through in the Premiership, but we'll say, so Ireland are not going to go from where they are at the moment to win in groups. I think the first step will be to get him into the playoffs. We'll say, either finish second in the World Cup group or third in the Euro group. So we're dealing with Championship players. You'd be unrealistic, in my opinion, to expect the manager to come in and Ireland start winning the groups. In my opinion, that's not going to happen overnight. So you'll be dealing with Championship players. So again, that's another box he ticks. And we're not promoting him, but we're just saying he ticks another box. He has success. These are the players he's used to dealing with.
Yeah, we need a results-based manager. I know style of play comes into everything, but Paul, at the end of the day, the reason why Stephen Kinney, you could say failed in the job is because he just didn't get the results at the end of the day. Games we lost, we should have drawn, and games we won, we end up drawing. So we need we want to go back to long ball because nobody seems to be playing that stuff either. But we need to mix it up, Paul. And I think Chris Hughton's teams have done that in the past. It's results business, Paul. We need results. We need obviously a progression of different style of play, a progression of good performances is a bonus. But at the end of the day, Paul, we need to get managers driven by results, and because we need to be in the conversation for qualifying in the groups. We can't be out of it after 3 or 4 games. We need the first 2 games in the major competitions with the World Cup and the Euros. Basically, we're out of it by the third game, Paul, under Stephen Kenny. We can't have that again. We need to be in with a running of at least the playoff spot in the World Cup, and that's going to be difficult, Paul, because depending on our seeding, that's why the Nations League is so important, because we need to do well in the Nations League to get into pot 2 or pot 2, because we don't want to be down pot 3 or 4, because we're definitely going to get another top 2 seeds again if we don't improve our ranking and don't improve our performance in the Nations League. So that's why we need a manager that's results based driven. Obviously, style of play can develop and stuff, and good young players. They learn from an experienced coach. So we need to get movement now and get a manager in.